All right, time now for Impact Rookie, presented by Modelo. Who has that fighting spirit? Brett Lewis back here with D'Angelo Hall and Mark Ross. Mark, let's start with Trevor Lawrence here. His impact on this franchise is bigger than a red zone, tight window touchdown pass to DJ Chark on third down, right?
100%, Rhett. When you take the first pick in the draft, a franchise quarterback, it's more about on the field. It's about galvanizing the entire organization. I was with Philadelphia when we drafted Donovan McNabb back in 1999, coming off a 3-13 season, and just his presence for the coaches, for the staff, for the other players, for everyone in the organization say, this is the guy, this is the direction we're moving. We have a new energy. We have a new confidence about ourselves. That's what a franchise quarterback does. And this is what Trevor Lawrence, the effect that he's having on the Jacksonville franchise already. You know, we know the misery they've suffered the last 10, 15 years or so, and he's already given them a new energy that the play on the field will have to match that as well. So I don't have any doubts about Trevor Lawrence. He's been a star his entire life, #1 recruit, national championship as a freshman. So I think he can handle the big picture, the big presence of what a franchise quarterback has to do. Now, D. Hall, whether the coaching staff can match that, that'll be a whole nother story.
Yeah, and that's my only concern. You talk about Trevor Lawrence, the quarterback, and I got all the faith in the world. I mean, I've loved this kid from day one, watching how big he was, how strong, athletic, can get out the pocket. I mean, the speed. I mean, he can run any type of offense. But then you have Urban Meyer, who has been used to doing things one way for so many years. You know, I've kind of been scarred with college coaches, and I hate to say this, but Bobby Petrino scarred me so bad because, you know, he came in and he wanted us to be a college team. And in the pros, it just doesn't work like that. You know, these guys are going home to their kids, their wives, their families. And so, you know, I just don't know. You know, I've heard so many stories about Urban Meyer, the coach. I want to root for him so bad because from a distance, I've seen the success, but I just know dealing with professional athletes is a lot different. And then dealing with athletes in today's age is even more complex. And so I just struggle with what is this offense going to look like. I know Urban likes to have everything done his way. In the NFL, it's about compromise. You have to compromise with your players. We just saw a whole lot of things going on in Green Bay. They ended up compromising with their star player. And so these players run the league in the NFL, not the coaches.
Yeah, I think that's an important distinction to make. It's something we'll continue to kind of follow as to how that acclimation kind of develops with Coach Meyer and the Jacksonville Jaguars. Let's move on to Zach Wilson here, #2 overall pick. And Mark, what kind of impact? Where will Zach Wilson make the biggest impact for the Jets franchise?
Well, Red, as we talked about the off-field with Trevor Lawrence, and as you know, the New York media here, Zach Wilson seems to have the perfect demeanor to handle this New York spotlight. I mean, this is not like anything else. The media, the everyday that you just have to be on point to handle this New York environment, New York atmosphere. Being with the Giants, Eli Manning was the perfect person to handle this. At first, it was like, how would Eli fit in New York? But his demeanor, just being so calm and even every day, he actually was the perfect person to handle that. So I think Zach Wilson, from what I've seen and observed already, he has a similar type of calm, cool demeanor that it doesn't seem like this will faze him. This big spotlight, the New York media won't faze him. He's handled it well already. Of course, again, the play on the field has to match it. You saw that unbelievable highlight from practice the other day, that skill set that he has that not many quarterbacks have. So he'll be able to handle it, the success and failures on and off the field in this spotlight that not many people are built for, D. Hall.
Yeah, Mark, and you talk about Eli Manning, you know, this is a whole different type of market. Eli went to a team that was geared to be a little bit better, or that had been better in recent years. You think about Zach Wilson and what he's walking into. I see Mike LaFleur right there with his back towards the new offensive coordinator. He's going to be calling plays for the first time. Rob Saleh is going to be asked to be the leader of this group of men for the first time. And so a lot of firsts with this staff. But I love this staff. I love the youthful energy that they bring. And I think Zach Wilson is the perfect type of player, you know, to just fit right in. He's an athletic quarterback who will be able to move the pocket when they start to run this football successfully and use some of those play action passes. You know, I I love what Zach Wilson can potentially bring to this football team. But what this football team needs to do is understand that they have to go within. It has to be a confidence change, a mind shift. And that's what I think Rob Saleh has been brought in there to do, is help shake that culture up and help those guys believe that they can go in and compete with teams like New England, who's owned that division, Buffalo, who is now, you know, the up-and-coming star in that division as well. Got a lot to deal with, but I like Rob Saleh, and I love this football team.
Yeah, I just feel like there's a ton of excitement with this Jets team this year, more so, obviously, than we've had in years past. And number 2 right there in red on your screen is a big reason why. Let's continue the conversation with these rookie quarterbacks.